Leave Your Legacy podcast is supported by Wise Financial. Wise Financial is a Northwestern Mutual private client group member. For over 20 years, Wise Financial has dedicated its efforts to designing comprehensive wealth management strategies for business owners and many accomplished athletes. Through their efforts, Wise Financial has been recognized as an industry-leading firm. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Hello and welcome to the Leave Your Legacy podcast. I'm your host, Kenyon Murray, and today, Hawkeye fans, we got one of the greatest basketball players to ever wear the black and gold. I'm just telling you, third team All-American, first team All-Big Ten, the only player to ever lead the Big Ten in scoring and assists in the same season, and in my opinion, got robbed. It was stolen from him. Big Ten Player of the Year. Well, we won't dwell on that. But I want to welcome Andre Woolridge to the podcast. Andre, how are you doing? And welcome to the show.
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me, man. Good to see you, bro.
Absolutely, man. So for me, I got a ton of things to get to, but I think more importantly is your career was unbelievable at Iowa. I only got to play 2 years with you, but you started your career at Nebraska. You had, your all Big 12 as a freshman. I think a lot of people may not know how you ended up coming to Iowa after a very successful freshman year at the University of Nebraska. So what was the story behind that?
Well, I went to Nebraska with my boys. I went with Jerron Boone, Terrence Badgett, Eric Strickland. I think we had a top 3 recruiting class. And I got there and, we're all kind of like guards. Just didn't seem to be enough basketballs. So one thing I remember about Coach Walker's my guy.
Yeah.
He was like, after they do you wrong, you can still come here. Right? And I just thought my freshman season should have been better. I thought I should have got more time. And it was just a needed change, and it proved to be a good move.
Yeah, that's so Coach Walker, man. I'm actually going to see him today. So he got back to Iowa, so I'm going to see him. Well, now think about, okay, so transfer portal nowadays, right, is crazy. You can bounce and go wherever and be ready to go. So when you transferred to Iowa, what was the hardest thing about sitting out that year when you came?
Oh, just all practice, no play. You guys were gearing up to go on a summer trip. I think you guys went on a summer trip overseas, and I had to practice, and then I couldn't go.
Yeah.
And and I'm still getting yelled at in practice and doing everything. And then when you guys go overseas, I'm back in Iowa with the weight trainer.
Yeah.
And it was just tough. But now that I look at it, I knew it once my senior year it was such a blessing to get a year ahead in school and to mature on the court. And then, I was comfortable with his coaching style. By the time, after my redshirt year, I knew what he wanted and expected, and it helped out a lot.
Yeah, no, I think sometimes it's hard to see the benefit while you're going through it. And I know one thing you did, you helped a lot of guys. One of the guys you helped I had on the podcast was Daryl. Daryl talks a lot about that year when you redshirted and how much you helped him. So there had to be some positives in it too, right? You mentioned the weightlifting and stuff like that, but there had to be some positives in that year as well, right?
Oh, all positive. when you're going through it, you just want to play. I'm a hooper. You know what I'm saying? I want to get on the court and play. But no, it was positive. I took Daryl under my wing. I thought he had the work ethic and the heart to do it. And so I would make him just stay in the gym with me. Yeah. If we weren't in Carver or trying to sneak in Carver, then we were at the field house. But nah, you're going to come play with me. I like your style, I like your game. He's a little brother to me. So, and he proved, his success story is different. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't go from a walk-on to starting against Kentucky, you know what I mean? Right. In the NCAA tournament. That's amazing. His perseverance and his work ethic and the belief in himself. He's a good dude.
Yeah. And that senior year of yours was unbelievable. So what was there something that you obviously, Monteiro and I were gone, Russ was gone, Kingsbury had left. So going into your senior year, like you had a lot of new guys, trying to figure out their role on the team. What is something from that year that really stands out to you? Whether it's, how the team came together, how you led them, like, was there something that really stands out? Like when you go back, you're like, yeah, I really remember that from that my senior year.
I just remember us coming together. Settles should have been on that team with me. I think he was hurt.
Yeah.
Kingsbury left. I was the only senior.
Right.
And, I was already the point guard, so I was a leader. But these guys, they really followed me. They really believed in me. And, I stepped up my scoring a lot. And everybody followed. Everybody played their role. We played hard. We got our wins. We ended up tying or second, in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And so, that stood out, just us coming together as a real team, a real family, not, players hating on each other, not, guys just wanted to win. We just work hard and we wanted to win.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to Settles and Kingsbury, and they talked about our offense being controlled by, we ran that high pick and roll. And
right.
you was the master of it. And it was so funny because everybody's like, 4 straight left. He never go left. And, the thing was, they could try to force you left, but you always got to where you wanted to go. And
yeah.
Did it seem easier that senior year that like maybe because of the, being in the Big Ten, being a senior, but was there just something different about you and how you carried yourself and the work that you put in that made that year? I mean, it seemed like it was easy because you're doing it every night, but what clicked with you that year that all of that came together for you to have the all Big Ten year that you did?
Well, I think just the years of hard work and wanting to win. And, it's really your fault a little bit because when I first got there, I was like, oh, this is my dog. I know him from a couple camps or All-American stuff. And then you playing me to the right, taking charges. I was like, all right, I got to work on my left, man. This dude is on my nerves, and he's big and lanky and athletic. So, no, but that senior year, I just wanted to win. I wanted to get back to the tournament. I wanted to put the team on my shoulders. And so that's what we did. We worked our butt off. But no, as you get more experience, as you get smarter, as you get better, the game slows down. And, point guard, you got to make quick decisions. And you see the game forming in front of you. It's like it slows down and you can see the play coming. So I know when I draw this guy that the help is coming. Now I'm going to throw a lob to Daryl or I'm going to throw a bounce pass to somebody else. It just all came into play. And I just think it went from my hard work individually and from the team's hard work.
Yeah, absolutely. And, coming out of that year, obviously the accolades were were what they were. What was the pro process for you once the season was over, you're looking to the NBA. Obviously you had a great career. You had a 13-year career. But what was that process like for you? Because most people, especially here in Iowa, when they go back and think of the greatest Hawkeyes that ever played, like you're on that list. Like you're a Hall of Famer. You were in the Iowa Hall of Fame. So you're a great player.
All century team.
Okay. My bad. All century team. No, but I mean, you are regarded as one of the greatest players ever come through here. And so I know people are kind of like, what was that process now? Because as a dad going through it with my boys, that NBA process was a little bit different. But what was it like for you and kind of how did that path get created for you where you had some opportunities at the NBA level, but obviously you prospered overseas? I think people kind of want to know, like, man, what did Dre go through? Is it the same as the guys are going through now?
Well, I'll start in college because if we would have had the NIL then, I would have been a millionaire. I would have had a few million before I got up out of there. But no, I think the number one thing for me and my process was picking the right agent.
Right.
And I don't know if I did that or not. So then with that, because it's about relationships, these agents have relationships with NBA teams for 15, 20 years, however long, and it'd be just like if I was an agent and you own the Kings.
Right.
Then I'm gonna call my boy, hey man,
Yeah.
my son is ready to get, and so that was important. You have to pick a good agent, a reputable agent that has relationships with the team. So then after that, man, growing up poor and being poor and broke in college, you want to make some money off this game. And so do you keep going to vet camp? Going to vet camp when vet camp starts in November, but overseas really starts in August.
Right.
You can end up getting 2 or 3 paychecks before you even go to vet camp. And I've done both. And so, my heart was to play in the NBA. And every time I came back from overseas, you would have a week or two, you go straight to summer league.
Right.
I went to a mini camp with the Bucks, mini camp with the Warriors. You really don't get a break.
Right.
So as soon as you get home from overseas, especially if you made the playoffs, then you got 2 weeks maybe, and you got to get ready to step it up even higher. To try out in the NBA. And, a couple of times, like I went out to the Utah Summer League.
Mm-hmm.
I led the league in assists, and, overseas, there's a saying, you want the dream or the cream? You want to make it to the league or you want the money?
Right.
And so, and even playing well, I got invited to vet camp with Denver, and it was actually a better situation because they flew me out immediately after summer league.
Okay.
So I was there a couple months before vet camp even started, which, told me that they had a lot of interest in me.
Right.
And, like I said, over the years from going overseas and coming back in the summer, I tried out 10 to 15 NBA teams. And then after a while, you just make a choice, and it ended up lasting 13 years of doing what I love and getting paid for it.
Yeah, no doubt. So what, I didn't play as long as you. Obviously, I wasn't as talented as you. Not the player that you were.
I don't know. The McDonald's All-American? Are you serious?
Well, first of all, you got gypped off of that team too. Like you should have been there because I'm not gonna say names, but there was a couple guys that I played with that should not have been there, and you should have been there. Because let's go to this. When I knew you, when I was like, that's the dude. Vegas, the summer of '91. You know what I'm talking about? You and J Kidd.
Jason Kidd, yeah.
Oh my dude, that game was bonkers, and your stat line was quadruple double. I know you had a triple double,
but I had 36.
Yeah.
And I missed 6 free throws.
Yeah, dude, like that game. Oh, wow.
Hey, and this boy, shout out to Jason Kidd. That boy walked in the gym with an entourage, and I think he came with referees. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna, at that time, a kid from Omaha, Nebraska is not gonna beat Jason Kidd on the West Coast. It's not gonna happen.
Man.
But shout out to J Kidd. And that changed, like that one tournament changed my career.
Yeah.
I had 1 or 2 offers before then. After that, everybody came.
Yeah. Dude, it was wall to wall. Like you could not sit in that gym. And we didn't play in the big gyms like they got now. Like that thing was tiny. Man, that was a game,
and
boy.
You look to that one corner, and it's like every top level coach. Everybody was right there. Patino, Denny Crum, whoever was a top dog coach at that time was sitting right there.
Yeah.
And I did my Dougie.
Yeah, I remember that. Like we came back from there, like, cause we were like, that's a Midwest dude. Like he was killing. Cause everybody was talking about Jason Kidd and Jock Vaughn, and then it was like boom, like then you was there, man. So no, but yeah, no. So you have a great career, like overseas. So what was a country that like you've traveled a lot? What was your favorite country to play in, and then what's your favorite country to visit?
Well, my favorite country to play in are the ones that pay on time.
That's the truth.
You feel me? Like, hey, you getting You get in situations where they pay you for a couple months and then, they run out of money or whatever. But
Yeah.
no, I love playing in France. I was in Le Mans, which was an hour and a half from Paris. So if we took the speed train, we would be there in 50 minutes.
Wow.
Once you got comfortable, we get out of practice, go to Paris and go shopping or whatever,
Yeah.
and then get back the next day. Also, I love Italy. I was in Udine, 45 minutes from Venice. So I would go down there and, it's the city on the water and
Yeah.
different things. Just, but just being able to see the world from a basketball, when you think about it, that basketball takes us everywhere.
Yeah.
If you play college ball, you get one trip to Hawaii, a trip to Alaska, that you might make an overseas team. And, before I even went pro, I went to Spain, Greece, on a Big Ten All-Star team. Where was it? Spain,
we were in
Greece,
Argentina together.
Argentina,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Right. And so, with this $50-$60 ball, you get an education, you get to travel the world, and you get to make money, which is just a blessing. So France was great. Italy, went to the championship twice. I lost in the championship to some future NBA players, Boris Diaw and Michael Petrus and his brother.
Yeah.
So that's a whole different story because if they're going to get drafted in a couple months, I don't think they're going to let them lose the championship.
Oh yeah.
But
I gotcha.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But like I say, it's a blessing from God. Played in a lot of countries: Germany, Turkey, France, Italy, Cyprus. Went to Venezuela, played in the summer.
Yeah.
About 8 or 9 countries in 13 years.
Yeah, I know it is, man. Like you said, it allows us to do so many different things, meet so many people, travel so many places. And I mean, and it's crazy because, to imagine that little round thing can take you all over the world is just bananas. But speaking of the world, let's talk a little bit about All World Basketball Academy, which is what you're doing now. And because didn't it used to be All World Ball, and did you guys kind of change up that a little bit?
It was just something where I wanted it to sound more like a school.
Yeah.
An academy. Then balling is almost like a slang word.
Yeah.
So it's All World Ball Academy, Sacramento, California. I've actually been doing it. This is 15 or 16 years. At one point I had 1 basketball court, then I expanded to 3. And I just got the name from just playing all over the world, having great coaches like Tom Davis, but then going overseas and learning different techniques and, teaching habits. And, you have to fit up under that coach's style and then impute your game to flourish. So, now I'm just giving back to the kids. We really didn't grow up with trainers and stuff. So we would watch Michael Jordan, Dr. J, and then go out the next day and try to do those moves. And without the proper teaching technique and footwork, we got to do one-on-one workouts, with our college coaches, but now it's so detailed and it's so specific, and you just see the game evolving because, there are a lot of trainers out there now. So
not all good.
This guy, he was the 12th man on his high school team, but he's a trainer now. But anyway,
right.
I don't know. He played at 7-Eleven State. But anyway, no, I mean, but for me, being a pro, being an All-American, I try to teach them what it takes to get there, the work ethic, and then teach them how to be, it's more for me to be a better man and have the work ethic and have some resiliency and, understand that this basketball thing is a journey. You start playing at 5 or 6 and you might get offered a scholarship at 18, 17. So, it's a long process, and you got to stay on the road, and you have to stay focused, and you got to deal with bad coaches. You have to deal with injuries. You have to deal with uh, you want to decide to reclass or, maybe a tough situation on an AAU team.
Right, right. No, I think that's the thing too, is like the fundamental part of it. Like you're saying, we would watch certain guys, then we go out and play. But when we went out and played, we weren't playing against guys our own age. We always had to battle against the older guys because they'd be on the court. You had to play against those dudes, and you had to earn their respect. And that's one of the things, like, I know as a coach I struggle with is like just kids that don't know how to play. Like, they think they got to have a play every time, or why can't y'all just go outside and play 5-on-5 or 3-on-3 or 2 or 1-on-1? It's like, no, we got to have a gym inside. The coach's got to be there. It's got to be organized. It's like, no, that's not how we learn the game. But and as an old guy, I mean, I say I'm an old guy, but that's what I try to teach. It's like, we just have to. You got to know the game. I can show you all this other stuff, but at some point in time, you're just gonna have to play, and you're gonna have to be tough, and there's gonna be adversity, and you just have to fight through it. But that's what we have to battle through. And if you're a good trainer, a lot of times you're having to deconstruct some bad training and then build it back up, right?
Right. The number one thing, you hear a lot. Well, Steph Curry does it. Well, Harden does it. Well, you weren't born with Curry's DNA.
Yeah.
You haven't been in NBA gyms since you were 4. And, this guy's been doing this for years.
Yeah.
But, to get back on what you said, they don't go outside and play. They don't know what it's like to have to wait to get on the court.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you lose, you might not get back on the court. It's just the toughness you have to have, playing pickup games, playing outside. Am I going to shoot this jump shot with the wind blowing? And, playing against older guys, you're going to learn. You're going to get beat up. You're going to learn, and that's what I did every day in Omaha, man. I played every single day at 2 or 3 courts, riding my bike from court to court, playing pickup ball, and sometimes unfriendly neighborhoods. But I love the game. I played every single day.
Yeah, right.
Until I got to college, TD might give us a day off here and there, and he would be mad at me because I'm going to go to the field house.
Oh, absolutely.
If you give us a day off, I'm going to the field house.
Yep.
And so now you're going to twist your ankle in the field. No, I'm going to play ball. I'm a hooper.
Yeah.
I hoop every day, coach.
Yeah. I mean, every day is like, in the season, like you said, we had a day off. We was at the field. Like, there was no doubt we weren't going to be there.
We're not, you coaches being nice or give us a day off after we won a tough game. All right, well, I still need to play. I got to work this basketball energy off. Yeah. I have to, it's still in me. I got to get rid of it somehow.
Yeah. Well, I can't play no more, dude. I don't think I haven't played in like 5 years, dude.
I just played 6 games yesterday, a couple 2-on-2s and 3-on-3s, 1-on-1s. Now I'm a little sore today.
Yeah.
The Achilles and the knees a little tender, but man, I said, I'm gonna retire this
year. Yeah. Well, man, so it's growing. So where does the academy go from here? Because I met one of your trainers actually coaching on the girls' side of the AAU with Dante. So what's the future look like for the academy? I mean, you guys looking to grow and expand? Are you capping it, or what's the future hold?
Well, his name is Dante Miller. Shout out to Dante. We have 3 full courts. It's a pretty good situation. But we have plans for this Kenyon Murray section where he comes in and sponsors certain parts of the gym, and we grow a little bit more. No, I mean. No, we need to talk about that for real. Because I mean, honestly, what we want to do as a family is we want to impact both the communities that we're in. And, right now it's Iowa and it's Sacramento. So Keegan and I just had a talk the other day. So when I come out, you and me need to talk about that for real. Yeah, no, for real, ASAP. No, but of course we will want to expand and either get a bigger gym or, I run this gym. Like I said, I've been in this gym 16 years. This is my baby.
Yeah.
But it's business and it comes with ups and downs. But, the dream is to get another gym, and you've seen the condition. We have a pretty good gym, but it needs some improvements.
Yeah.
So, but right now, just teaching the kids, man, and just, I have guys I've trained in this gym. Jared McCain is one of the top point guards in the nation. He's going to Duke. I train Isael Silva, who's at Stanford right now. I have a lot of D1 guys, definitely a lot of D2 guys that I'm proud of. And I just want to keep, taking the kids to the next level. All I want for them is a free education.
Yeah.
That's it. If you can get on overseas or if you slide into the NBA, more power to you. But if I can get you a full ride scholarship and you can get a jump start on life,
yeah,
that's my goal. Being someone who was there, I played overseas, definitely had NBA skill set, and I loved it. You know what I'm saying? I graduated basketball. Like I say, that $60 ball, where ours weren't 60 back then. Ours was
yeah,
$50. But it got me a scholarship to Nebraska. Then I was able to transfer up to a higher level basketball school, and then graduate with my English degree, and then still play overseas. So I just want these kids to get a free education. I want to keep teaching as long as possible and pouring into the youngsters when they're most influential. You get them a little bit older and they don't want to listen anymore. So you catch them now.
Yeah.
And, their brain is still open to learning and getting better and being good human beings.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And there's a difference in coaching girls and boys, ain't it?
Yeah, I train girls.
Yeah.
And I really haven't been on the sideline. I just stick to my training.
Yeah.
Dante, actually has coaches girls team, so that's more of his forte. I train girls.
But even in that, there's a little bit of difference, don't you think?
Well, I would say, and maybe you have to disagree or agree, they're more fundamentally sound.
I totally agree. Dude,
right?
100%.
Now, the only thing that changes the game is the athleticism of, young kids. And that's what the NBA wants to see. When you have these debates about the WNBA and NBA, well, it's about dunking. It's about high flying. It's about fancy moves. It's about selling through the air. But, when you train the girls, they seem to be more focused. Their, fundamentals are a little bit more crisp. So, yeah, it's a difference. It's a difference.
Yeah. No, I would say that 100% because on the boys' side, you'll want them to do something fundamentally sound, but they're athletic. And they feel like their athleticism is always going to be the thing that gets them over the top. But that decreases, and you got to be smart, or somebody will always know how to use that against you. So,
right. And then when you get to school, everybody's like everybody had a 36 to 40 inch vertical.
Yeah.
Everybody was the man where they came from.
Right.
So now I have to outwork you. Now, my left hand has to be better. My jump shot, my footwork. It's just a difference.
Yeah. So you are now Sacramento native. That's your spot.
Yeah. That's my spot.
And we, the Kings, obviously having Keegan out there, been able to see things, but you've been there through the lean years. So tell me about the buzz in the city right now as far as Sacramento Kings fans feel. I know they feel it's a long time coming. We haven't made the playoffs yet, but it's looking that way. So what's the vibe been in the city?
Man, everybody's hyped. Everybody's rooting for them. Like the beam is a thing, you know what I mean? And, just with the young guys and how they play, your son playing a significant role. It's exciting. You know what I'm saying? Like people are really pumped and they have so many different things at the games. So I'm kind of looking forward to see what they can do.
Yeah, for sure. No, the crowd there is great. I've only been out of one time now during the season. So yeah, I'm excited to get back out there in March. But all right, man. So I sent you some rapid fire questions. I'm going to say that's all right. I got you. All right. In all your travels, what is your favorite country to travel that you've traveled to and why? Absolute favorite.
I would say France. We went to a championship. I actually went to 2 championships there. So my thing is just based on basketball and winning. I just want to win. And so that was the closest I got to winning a championship. And so that would always be at the top of the list. And plus, it's similar to New York as far as, when you do get a day off in the nightlife and, you be in Paris. Hey, you get a call from somebody, hey, Snoop Dogg is over here at this club, or, you know, some actor or actress is over here. And it's just fun. And then, you know, of course, you got the Champs-Élysées where the Gucci store is right there,
Gotcha.
the Louis store is right there, you know, and the artwork and the streets. It's just a beautiful country.
Yeah, I'm starting to learn about that stuff. You know, I got a high profile son right now, so now I'm getting exposed to some of that stuff.
You'll be all right. You're gonna be all right.
All right. If you had a do-over in your basketball career, what would it be and why? And if you don't, that's perfectly fine too. I like to throw that out to some of my old teammates because, you know, it's an interesting thought to think about.
I think, you know, hindsight is always 20/20. I think I worked my butt off.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think the things you go through is where you're supposed to be. You know, of course, I wanted to play in the NBA, but honestly, God didn't have it in the cards for me. If you ask my point of view, and then you let politics and other things kick in, and that's that. You know, I prayed to be a professional player, and that's what I was for 13 years. So maybe I need to pray more specific.
Yeah.
But you know, I always, you just keep pushing, you know. But I thought I busted my butt as far as my work ethic. You know, I wish back then we had like the trainers now, because I would have had one. And just the details, and you know, you just when you're good, you make your good things great. But I just I could have been a little bit more well-rounded.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had chipped that bone in my wrist my sophomore year, so my jump shot it would hurt a lot when I shot for at least my first year. But I really don't have any regrets, man. I did it, I lived it. All-American. Like I said, I played 13 years. I just think in life, you know, you go through and you're at where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. All right, last thing. What does leaving a legacy mean to you?
I think to leave a legacy, you got to put the work in. If you want to leave a great legacy, you know, there were times where I was overseas and I'd be like, man, because we didn't have a social media, so nobody in the States knew how I was playing, how well I was playing. But so I felt like my hard work was in vain. And then, you know, towards the middle and end of my career, I get put in Nebraska Hall of Fame and High School Hall of Fame and different Hall of Fames, Iowa Hall of Fames, and I'm in like 8 or 9 Hall of Fames now. And so now, you know, leaving that type of legacy for my son, my oldest son is at Sac State. He's playing. He's, you know, and then my 6-year-old, just, you know, hard work pays off. And they don't necessarily have to be basketball players, but you want to leave that type of energy, that type of, when they say, oh, dad did this, dad busts his butt, you know, and, you know, then you talk about financial stuff you want to leave for them. But no, just making a positive mark on this world. You know, I was just trying to be somebody in the basketball world. I just wanted to be one of the best point guards, you know, looking up to Magic, Rod Strickland, Stockton, Kevin Johnson. I just wanted to be, you know, I always strive to be the best. And I think I did a pretty good job. You know, all-century team, All-American, different things like that. And it's just, you know, God dropping his blessings on me. That's it, man. Leaving a legacy is just leaving something, my family's name in a positive light. And then, you know, something for my sons to be proud of and look up to. And I just want them to aspire to be better than me.
Yeah, absolutely. Amen. I appreciate that, man. Man, I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed having you on the show. I can't wait to connect with you in a few weeks when I'm back out in Sacramento.
Yeah, come see me.
I will for sure. But, you know, that being said, you know, we want to thank Andre Woolridge for joining us on the podcast. And remember, we are excited that we are now on the iHeartRadio platform, Spreaker. You can see us on, you can check us out on our YouTube page, the Talk About Network. We're also on Apple Music, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. I want to thank my crew behind the screen, James, John, Tyler, Jerry. This would not be possible without you guys. And I'm Kenyon Murray, the host. Until next time. This podcast is sponsored by Storyline Multimedia. Storyline is an Iowa City-based media company that specializes in creating high-quality video, photo, and audio productions for local businesses. Not only that, but they also produce a number of podcasts, including this one. So if you're interested in sharing the story of your business with the world, contact them today by visiting StorylineMultimedia.com. And remember, your story matters.